And welcome back to the Brevard College softball field as we approach Game 2 of this doubleheader, USA South Conference action between Mary Baldwin and the host, Brevard College. Go ahead and give you the lineups for Game 2 of the doubleheader. Mary Baldwin batting first. Shortstop is Leanna Rankin. Batting second, the left fielder, Molly Thompson. Batting third at first base, Kenzie Tillman. Batting fourth, the catcher, Hadley May. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Allison Crum. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Jenna DiMichelli. Batting seventh, second baseman, Trinity Thomas. Batting eighth is the pitcher, Reagan Frazier. And batting ninth, third base, Olivia Gagne. Tornadoes starting lineup will be as followed for Game 2 of this doubleheader. Carly Queen once again in that leadoff spot. Center fielder for the Tornadoes. Left fielder is Mackenzie Wilburn. She bats second. Jaden Harlow in the 3-hole. She's the third baseman. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Reagan Winkler. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Riley Locklear. The catcher, Olivia Martinez, bats sixth. Designated player, number 32, Summer Christ. We didn't see her in the first game, but she'll be batting in the 7-hole in game number 2. Gabby Hooper, the shortstop, bats eighth. And the right fielder, Peyton Wise, bats ninth. On the circle for the Tornadoes, Grace Reynolds. Will be the pitcher for the NATOs. NATOs looking to bounce back after Mary Baldwin took Game 1 of this doubleheader. So stick with us. We'll have action between the Fighting Squirrels and Brevard College, the home of the White Squirrels. So kind of in one sense, squirrels facing off against squirrels here on a sunny Friday afternoon. Last weekend of March, as spring is in the air here at Brevard College. Stick with us.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
Countdown to the start of Mary Baldwin at Brevard USA South Conference softball action. Stick with us. So just about get underway here, game 2 of the doubleheader. Mary Baldwin took game 1, 6-2. Grace Reynolds in the circle for the Tornadoes. First up is Leanna Rankin for Mary Baldwin. First pitch just off the mark, ball 1. Rankin, Thompson, Tillman, bat 1, 2, 3 for the Fighting Squirrels. As the 1-0 is high and inside, 2-0. Hadley, May, Crum, and DiMichele bat 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Fighting Squirrels. Trinity Thomas, Frazier, and Gagne. And as we mentioned, Grace Reynolds in the circle for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes defense in the infield, the catchers Olivia Martinez, at third base Jaden Harlow. As this is put into play, right back to Reynolds for out number 1. Nicely done there. Shortstop Gabby Hooper, second base Riley Locklear, first base Reagan Winkler. Outfield for Brevard from left to right, Mackenzie Wilburn, Carly Queen, and Peyton Weiss. So first batter retired by Reynolds on the comebacker, right back to the pitcher, 1-3 on the putout. And one down here in the top of the first, game 2 of this doubleheader on a sunshiny Friday afternoon. Day 1 of Easter break for the student body here at Brevard College. As this is driven to left field, that's going to be a base hit for the Fighting Squirrels as Molly Thompson is aboard, her third hit of the doubleheader. So that'll bring up Tillman. Kenzie Tillman, the starting first baseman, batting in the 3-hole. We saw Tillman in the DP spot and then also substituted late in game 1 at third base. She went 2 for 4 in game 1 of the doubleheader, a 6-2 Mary Baldwin win. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner at first. And the pitch. Popped up, handled by Harlow. And out number 2. So that'll bring up May. So Hallie May steps to the plate. Right-handed hitter, starting catcher, batting in that cleanup spot. She went 1 for 4 in game number 1. We mentioned the sunny weather. We'll keep an eye on the wind as well. It's currently blowing from left to right field. It gusts at times to some pretty decent velocity. But we're at the warmest temperature of the day so far, 66 degrees. Very pleasant for the nice crowd we have on hand here. Here's the 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Check that, called strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Reynolds able to locate there. And this is hammered down the left field line and foul. So count will run to 1-2. Grace Reynolds getting the start here in game 2 of the doubleheader. We saw Abby Delp in the first game. Reynolds, the junior from Troy, North Carolina, Montgomery Central High School. She's working with her battery mate, Olivia Martinez, the senior from California. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. Top of inning number 1, game 2 of the doubleheader. The pitch. Grounded to short, And able to make the play there is Gabby Hooper, and Tornadoes able to get out of the top of the first, strand a runner. We'll head to the bottom of the first, scoreless at the BC softball field. So Carly Queen will lead things off for the Tornadoes. Bottom of the first inning. And she takes a strike one from Reagan Frazier, starting pitcher for the Fighting Squirrels. We saw Frazier in game number 1 as a position player. As this is lifted, shallow right field, and able to make the play there is DiMichelli for out number 1. So that'll bring up Wilborn. Mackenzie Wilborn has made a big impact here her freshman year. Freshman from Greer, South Carolina, Greer High School. First pitch called strike. Wilborn went 1 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Reached base twice, as she was also hit by a pitch to go along with that base hit. Pitch there in the dirt. Appeal to first, but to no ado. So 1-1 the count. This is sliced foul. So the count run to 1-2. Frazier getting ahead of Wilburn. Jaden Harlow waits on deck. Reagan Winkler in the hole. As that's fouled out of play. Starting batting order for the Tornadoes. Queen, Wilburn, Harlow, 1, 2, 3. Winkler, Locklear, Martinez, 4, 5, 6. Christ, Hooper, and Weiss, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. As this is driven down the right field line and just foul. So Wilburn will retreat back to her batter's box and regroup here. That was a well-struck line drive right down the right field line, but just foul. Good plate discipline there from Wilburn, and count runs to 2-2. Tornadoes under the direction of head coach Bree Sharon. As this is ripped foul over in the direction of Coach Sharon, who's coaching third base with the Tornadoes at the plate. Coach Sharon's assisted by Taylor Hanna and Emily White, two heralded, illustrious Brevard College alums who were players under Sharon. Here's the 2-2. Grounder to second. And easy out there as Thomas makes the play to Tillman for out number 2. So now bring up Jaden Harlow. 2 for 4 in game 1 of this doubleheader. Harlow bats from the right side. We mentioned Wilburn, exciting newcomer for the Tornadoes. Same goes for Harlow, freshman out of Halifax, North Carolina. Starting third baseman for the Tornadoes. Grounder here, and 3 consecutive ground outs as that's made by the third baseman of the Squirrels. Gagne able to make the play there. We'll head to the top of the second. Brevard 0, Mary Baldwin 0. So Allison Crum will lead things off for Mary Baldwin in a scoreless game 2 of this doubleheader in the early goings. Top of inning number 2. Pitch from Reynolds, fouled off. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Lined into center field. It's going to fall for a base hit, and then it's going to get by the center fielder, Queen, and then all the way to third, where she's put out. What a throw that was. So credit a hit and then the out. All on the same play there. So, from an official scoring standpoint, Crum pretty much had everything involved in that play. Had a base hit, then an error was charged on Queen that allowed her to get to second. Then she tried to stretch it one more base, and she was put out. Queen to Hooper to Harlow on the 8-6-5 put out. So after a defensive miscue, Queen recovered nicely, and then the relay throw from Hooper gunned down Crum at third, so 1 out. And base is empty for Jenna DiMichele. DiMichele did not see in game 1 of the doubleheader. Gets the start here in game number 2. She's a sophomore from Woodbridge, Virginia. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back and out of play towards the Brevard College concession stand here at the BC softball field. Great atmosphere. Great crowd for a Friday afternoon. Hope you're able to join us for an upcoming contest. Tornadoes will be back in action here tomorrow at 1 p.m. as this is lifted and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Line to left field. And that's a base hit for DiMichele. I'll bring up Trinity Thomas. Trinity Thomas had the hot hand in game number 1 of this doubleheader. 3 for 4, an RBI, and 3 runs scored. See if Grace Reynolds can quiet her down here in game 2. The pitch. Grounded down the first base line, handed by Winkler for out number 2. Winkler able to make the play at first. Runner advances to second. I'll bring up the starting pitcher, Frazier, with a runner at second. That's DiMichele. And 2 outs now. Here in the top of the second. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Well, we mentioned the matchup tomorrow. It'll be Southern Virginia coming to town for more USA South Conference action. Love to see you out here at the BC softball field. If not, we'll have it right here on this YouTube channel. And then more softball action on Monday, April 1st. Non-conference matchup against regional rival Montreat. Doubleheader starts at 1 o'clock on Monday. So all sorts of opportunities over the next 4 days. In fact, 6 total games for NATO's softball. 3-1 the count with 2 outs and a runner at second. Reynolds versus Frazier, the 2 starting pitchers squaring off. Frazier lifts this down the left field line and foul. If you want to come out tomorrow, you can also catch a men's lacrosse game for Brevard College. They'll be in action at 5 p.m. at Lamel Family Field. So get one of those 2 for the price of 1 deals. Has lots of action with the spring sports this time of year. And a hit by pitch there. Frazier's going to take first. So now runners first and second with 2 down. So I'll bring up Gagne. And Gagne blasts this deep to left field. Well struck. That's going to score 1 run and a stand-up double for Olivia Gagne, who is now 3 for 5 on the afternoon between the two games. And Mary Baldwin strikes first. Meanwhile, we need a batter for Mary Baldwin. Seems to be a bit of a delay here. Leanna Rankin was ready to get back on the defensive end, but then she realized she was at bat, and here she is, leadoff hitter. First pitch swinging. Strike 1. Rankin, the table setter for the Fighting Squirrels. Junior out of Waynesboro, Virginia. Here's the 0-1. Lifted to left field and able to make the play there. Wilborn for out number 3, but Mary Baldwin able to get on the board. We'll head to the bottom of the second with your score. Mary Baldwin 1, Brevard 0. So Winkler, Locklear, and Martinez due up for Brevard College, as Frazier will go back to work now with a 1-0 lead at her back. As first pitch swinging is Winkler, and able to make the play there despite kind of a funny hop was Rankin, the shortstop, for out number 1. So I'll bring up Locklear. Locklear had a productive game 1 of this doubleheader, 2 for 3, a run scored, and a stolen base. First pitch called strike to Locklear. 1-0, Mary Baldwin on top. Early goings of game 2 of the doubleheader. Good looking breaking ball there for strike 2. Locklear takes a step out of the batter's box and resets. And the pitch. Line down the right field line and foul. We mentioned the coaching staff for the Tornadoes. Head coach for the Fighting Squirrels is Christy Shelton, assisted by Jason Whitaker and Sam Breeden. Pitch is high, 1-2. And the pitch. driven into the gap. That's going to get down for a base hit for Locklear, who is now 3 for 4 on the afternoon. I'll bring up Martinez. So Olivia Martinez steps to the plate. Martinez first pitch swinging, and that's going to be quick out on the pop-up. Bring up Summer Christ. So now to bring up Summer Christ, her first at-bat of the day. Christ, freshman from Williamston, South Carolina, Palmetto High School. Good plate discipline from Christ on those first two offerings. 2-0 the count. 2 outs, runner at first. That's Riley Locklear. Locklear's going, and head first slide into second, stolen base. So second stolen base of the afternoon for Locklear. She had one in game 1 of the doubleheader. So 3-0 the count with Locklear now at second. Pitch there across the plate. 3-1. Grounder there, gets through to left field, and it's going to score Locklear, and then able to get back to first successfully, Summer Christ. So RBI single for Christ, and we're all tied up at 1. So big time delivery there for Summer Christ. RBI single to tie this game up. And Hooper comes to bat and then grounds out to end the inning, stranding a runner. But the Tornadoes able to get the equalizing run. We'll head to the top of the third with your score. Brevard 1, Mary Baldwin 1. So we head to the top of the third, all tied up at 1 after the big RBI single from Summer Christ. And Grace Reynolds will go back to work in a tie ball game. This is grounded to Hooper. And a throwing error on Hooper will allow Thompson to take first base. So I'll bring up Tillman with the runner aboard. First pitch there, called strike. That's fouled off, so Reynolds able to get ahead of Tillman. And the 0-2. This is smacked into center field. And a diving play there. Very nicely done. Carly Queen for out number 1. So that'll bring up May. Line drive there to the gap in left center. And that's going to be a run-scoring double for May. And just like that, Mary Baldwin back on top, 2-1. Nice piece of hitting there from Hadley May. Scoring Thompson. That'll bring up Crum. So Allison Crum stepped to the plate. Grace Reynolds will go back to work in the circle for the NATOs. 2-1, Mary Baldwin on top. Grounder here. And safe at first on the play. It's going to be a fielding error on the third baseman Harlow. So another error on the Tornadoes. Defensive miscues for the NATOs. I'll bring up DiMichelli. And a base hit there. Will load the bases. That's the 6th hit now for Mary Baldwin, and Tornadoes will talk about it here. Assistant Coach Taylor Hanna. Check that. That was ruled a fielder's choice and an error on the play, so we'll make sure we've got everything straight. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Mary Baldwin. 1 run, 2 hits, 4 errors for Brevard College. So defense not doing Grace Reynolds any favors here, making the assignment that much tougher. 2-1 the score, now a bases loaded situation. And guess who's coming to plate? Trinity Thomas, who was the star of game number 1 of this doubleheader, 3 for 4. So big moment here early on in this one. Bases loaded, Thomas versus Reynolds. First pitch off the mark, ball 1. DiMichelli at first, Crum at second, May at third. Pitch there, low, ball 2. And strike taken there. So 2-1 the count. As this is lifted deep to center field, and Queen's able to make the play. Runners tag, so that'll score a run in the process on the sacrifice RBI from Thomas. So Mary Baldwin ahead 3-1, but now 2 outs. Runners on the corners. So 2 outs. DiMichele still the base runner at first. Crum the base runner at third. At the plate is Frazier. And Mary Baldwin now ahead 3-1. Four Brevard errors have hurt the cause for the home team in these first 2 2/3 innings. Brevard looking to equalize this series after losing game 1 of the doubleheader 6-2. Pitch to Frazier, a good-looking fastball there from Reynolds. Had movement as well, and Frazier swung right through it. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. High, outside, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners aboard. Reynolds versus Frazier. And the pitch. Just missing inside. Count runs full. Fouled back towards our broadcast location. And the at-bat will continue, turning into a bit of a battle here between the 2 pitchers, Frazier and Reynolds. Quick timeout called by the home plate umpire. Some bit of debris in the infield dirt there being taken care of. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. This is lifted foul. The at-bat will continue. Seven pitch at-bat thus far. And here's pitch number 8 of the at-bat. High, ball 4. That'll load the bases. I'll bring up Gagne with the bases loaded, so another big opportunity here for Mary Baldwin. First pitch there, just missing on that outside corner for ball one. That was pitch number 42 for Reynolds. Pitch there, high inside, ball two. Mary Baldwin's cashed in with 2 runs already this inning. Tornadoes trying to stop the bleeding. 2 outs, bases loaded. Ball 4 there is going to score a run. So bases loaded, walk. Credit the RBI to Gagne. And back to the top of the order we go. 4-1 now, Mary Baldwin. So back to the top of the order, Rankin comes to the plate. Rankin's third at bat in as many innings. Pitch there, across the plate, strike one. 0 for 2 thus far. Rankin, as Reynolds goes back to work. Pitch inside, high. 1-1. This is driven to center field, and that's going to be an RBI single with the bases loaded. And the lead stretches to 5-1. So that brings up Thompson. As the 5th run comes home for Mary Baldwin. And important to realize, as Martinez just misses catching that foul ball. And the Tornadoes' errors have been a big part of this story. 5 runs allowed, but only 1 earned run will be charged to Reynolds. And anything else that would come in this inning would be unearned as well. The pitch, high, 1-1. This is one of those innings that just feels like at times it'll never end for the Tornadoes. These bases loaded situations, a bases loaded walk, errors. Trying to get out of here without any more damage. Pitch there, missing. A bases loaded once again. Rankin at first, Gagne at second, Frazier at third. And Thompson at the plate. Thompson, this is well struck to left field. And it's going to be a home run, a grand slam for Molly Thompson. That'll clear the bases and make it a 9-1 ball game. Oh my. Big time shot there from Thompson over the left field fence. Now we may be seeing a pitching change now, so stick with us. Your score, Mary Baldwin 9, Brevard 1. So new pitcher for the Tornadoes, Logan Masinski. And her first assignment will be Tillman, with the bases now empty after the grand slam home run by Molly Thompson. Now a 9-1 lead for MBU. Ground line drive there, and that'll be another base hit for the Fighting Squirrels. That'll bring up May. So Hadley May will step to the plate. An 8-run inning thus far for Mary Baldwin. Sinski now the pitcher, trying to get the NATOs out of this inning. Grace Reynolds, 9 runs, but just 1 earned. Mary Baldwin made the Tornadoes pay for a couple of defensive miscues. 8 of their 9 runs unearned. Logan Masinski, freshman from Columbia, South Carolina, AC Flora High School. Masinski rather. This is her 9th appearance. She's made 4 starts in her freshman campaign. Pitched 23 1/3 innings. 8 strikeouts. This is lifted into left center field for a base hit. I'll bring up Allison Crum. Pitch there, across the plate, strike 1. Masinski, where's the number 88? Don't see that all the time in softball or baseball. As this is lifted to right field for out number 3. But Mary Baldwin able to get a big inning there in the top of the 3rd. 8 runs in the frame. Your score as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Mary Baldwin 9, Brevard 1. So Peyton Weiss will lead things off for the Tornadoes here, bottom of the third. We're in a big hole now, down 9-1. Weiss, Queen, and Wilborn, the 9-1-2 hitters, due up here in the bottom of the third. Grounder there, and that'll be a quick out to retire Weiss. That'll bring up Carly Queen. So I'll bring up Queen. Leadoff hitter for the NATOs. It's been a big part of the Tornadoes' attack since her arrival as a freshman, the junior from Mocksville, North Carolina, Davie County High School. Pitch there, across the plate, strike one. One as Carly lays off that offering. Mackenzie Wilborn waits on deck. Called strike. 1-2 the count. Base is empty. One out, bottom of third. And the pitch. Lifted down the right field line and foul. And the pitch from Frazier. Grounded to the right side of the infield. Handled there by Trinity Thomas for out number 2. I'll bring up Mackenzie Wilborn. Part of this exciting freshman class for the NATOs. Kayla Jones, Mackenzie Wilborn, Riley Locklear, Peyton Weiss, Summer Christ, Jaden Harlow, just to name a few. Grounder here to short, and that'll be out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Frazier and the Fighting Squirrels. We'll head to the top of the 4th with your score. Mary Baldwin 9, Brevard 1.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
So DiMichele will start things off for Mary Baldwin. DiMichele, Thomas, and Frazier due up here in the top of the 4th after Mary Baldwin absolutely exploded with 8 runs in the 3rd to take this 9-1 lead. Mary Baldwin won game one of the doubleheader 6-2. Tornadoes will be back in action tomorrow, continuing USA South Conference play when they host Southern Virginia right here at the BC softball field. Non-conference action versus Montreat on Monday. Masinski continuing her relief appearance. Freshman righty. Grounder there. And out number one. So I'll bring up Thomas. Bats from the left side. And first time Logan Masinski will have to deal with her. First pitch fouled off and out of play. And the 0-1. Missing 1-1. This has popped up. Harlow will camp out under it, and she'll make out number two. So Masinski, nice job retiring DiMichelli and Thomas. Now here comes Frazier.
Let's go, here we go.
So Frazier will step to the plate. Frazier, the starting pitcher, who has done a good job in the circle.
Good job, babe.
She scored a run after drawing a walk. One ball, one strike to Frazier. That pitch high, 2-1. That pitch outside, 3-1. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom. Check that, top of the fourth. Pitch there, located nicely. That inside part of the corner. 3-2 the count with 2 outs. And that'll be ball 4 as Masinski just missed on that offering. Runner aboard for the Fighting Squirrels. So I'll bring up Olivia Gagne. Gagne, soft grounder to second. That'll be out number 3. So nice job by Masinski and the Tornado defense during that frame. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Your score, Mary Baldwin 9, Brevard 1. So Michaela Jones will pinch hit for the NATOs to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Frazier still in the circle for Mary Baldwin. Jones, a freshman out of Holly Ridge, North Carolina, Dixon High School. Oh, 2 the count. One, 2 the count. And a strikeout there. Now batting for your Tornadoes, number 16, Lauren Mann. I'll bring up Lauren Mann with one down. Grounder there, and a quick out, number 2. I'll bring up Riley Locklear. First pitch there across the plate. Strike one. Line foul, 0-2. So Frazier ahead of Locklear. And the 0-2. Missing there, 1-2. Locklear on the day, when you combine the two games of this doubleheader, 3 for 4, 2 stolen bases, and 2 runs scored. Definitely a productive day for Locklear. She also had a great defensive play over there at second base in game 1 of this doubleheader. Probably the defensive play of the day so far. The freshman from Candler, North Carolina, Inca High School. Big-time contributor already as a Tornado softball player. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Nobody on. And the pitch. Inside, ball 3. Olivia Martinez awaits on deck. She's had a good day as well. Went 2 for 3 in the first game with a triple. As this is lined right back to Frazier for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning with your score. Mary Baldwin 9, Brevard 1. So Rankin, the leadoff hitter for the Fighting Squirrels, will step to the plate. As Logan Masinski continues her relief appearance. First pitch there from Masinski to Rankin is fouled off. Rankin 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored thus far. The big star of the game for Mary Baldwin, Molly Thompson, awaits on deck. She hit a grand slam back in the 3rd, part of an 8-run inning. As able to make the play there with the ground out. Second baseman Locklear. That'll bring up Thompson. So Molly Thompson will step to the plate. As we mentioned, the grand slam home run to left field. She's having a monster doubleheader. 4 for 6. 2 runs scored and 4 RBIs in the home run. And that'll be charged an error to the Tornadoes right fielder, the newly inserted Michaela Jones. And it looks like a pinch hitter coming for Mary Baldwin. So Harris will step to the plate. Pinch hitting opportunity for Harris, the freshman from Blackstone, Virginia. And sacrifice bunt there from Harris. Check that check swing there, so runner at second. So defensive change for the Tornadoes. Evie Layton, a sophomore from Orlando, Florida, now playing right field. Meanwhile, another pinch hitter for Mary Baldwin. It's Brianna Donnell. She's a sophomore from Partlow, Virginia. Kind of interesting, the Mary Baldwin roster. The vast majority from their home state of Virginia, where Mary Baldwin, of course, is located as well. The only outliers, Thompson from Maryland, Isabella O'Banion from West Virginia, and Emily McCreary, the pitcher who we saw in Game 1 from the state of New York. Otherwise, everyone on the Mary Baldwin softball roster from Virginia. Mary Baldwin from Staunton, Virginia. Part of the USA South Conference. A 350-mile trip from the campus of Mary Baldwin to Brevard College. Without any stops, it's about a 5.5-hour drive, so decent haul between the two USA South rivals. But a beautiful drive. You get to go through the George Washington Jefferson National Forest and then through the mountains and the Bristol and Johnson City area, as that's a ball 4. Donald takes the base. So I'll bring up Haley Roberts, another pinch hitter. She's a senior from Chesapeake, Virginia. Pitch there high, ball 1. This is sliced down the right field line. Nicely done by Locklear. She's been great on the defensive end for the NATOs. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Your score, Mary Baldwin 9, Brevard 1. Olivia Martinez, Summer Christ, and Gabby Hooper, the do-ups here in the bottom of the fifth. Frazier goes back to work. First pitch, strike. Frazier's been outstanding. Hey, congrats to the Brevard College women's tennis team, winners of 3 in a row. 9-0 skunking of Meredith College yesterday in Raleigh, North Carolina. So hat tip to the Brevard College women's tennis team. And how about the lacrosse team? On a winning streak of their own, as this is grounded out. Right back to the pitcher, Frazier, for out number 1. We mentioned Brevard College women's lacrosse. Coming off a impressive win over Averett in non-conference play. They'll be back in action. And a base hit there from Chris. So Chris having a productive day. Already has an RBI to her credit. And another base hit there. Going to bring up Gabby Hooper. More action around the Brevard College Tornado Athletics. The Brevard baseball team taking on NC Wesleyan, a nationally ranked program. USA South Conference rival. Game 1 of the series is this evening at 6 p.m. And then a doubleheader tomorrow begins at noon. We mentioned Brevard softball will be back in action tomorrow versus Southern Virginia at 1 o'clock. Women's lacrosse will be at Greensboro tomorrow. That's a 3 p.m. start. Then the men's lacrosse team will host Methodist at 5 p.m. And more action after Easter Sunday will be on Monday, April the 1st. Do you believe April the 1st is here already? April Fool's Day on Monday. And softball will be back in action versus Montreat on April the 1st. Yes, indeed. Come show up here at the BC softball field. This isn't an April Fool's prank, me promoting a game on April 1st. But come on out and check out the Tornadoes if you're able to maybe sneak away from the office on Monday, 1 p.m. Men's tennis will be in action at Pfeiffer on Monday as well at 2 p.m. It is the Easter break for the student body. No classes today, as fielder's choice there retires the lead runner and 2 out. So that brings up Peyton Weiss. Started in right field. Then moved to third base. Part of a series of defensive switches for the Tornadoes. Called strike there, so 9-1 lead for Mary Baldwin. 2 outs, 2 strikes. The pitch. Grounded to first. And that'll do it. A run rule victory for Mary Baldwin. 9-1 at the end of 5 innings. So final score here, game 2 of the doubleheader, Mary Baldwin 9, Brevard 1. Mary Baldwin wins via the run rule. And Mary Baldwin's able to sweep the doubleheader. So both teams huddling up, and Tornadoes will regroup. They'll be right back in action tomorrow versus Southern Virginia. Mary Baldwin won game 1 of this doubleheader 6-2, and then a 9-1 win. 4 Brevard errors led to 8 unearned runs. There was another error, a 5th error that did not lead to a run as well. But the Tornadoes will regroup and be ready for action tomorrow as USA South Conference play continues. We'll hope to see you tomorrow, either here in person at the BC softball field or right here on this YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that little bell so you receive all the notifications when the Tornadoes go live. For all of us here at Brevard College, have a very pleasant rest of your Friday and a wonderful Easter weekend. Your final score for the final time, Mary Baldwin 9, Brevard 1. Go Tornadoes!